Stephanie with Sew Naked. Just wanted to show you guys the video on how to make the NCW wallet with a directional fabric. So the upcoming video is going to feature this wallet. It's got the trucks facing the right direction. I also used it on the inside. And they are upright on the inside as well. In this one, I didn't quite have enough fabric of one piece, so I kind of did an accent fabric to make a piece of fabric large enough for the flap. So I've got the trucks and then a little surfboard action going on. Don't need the pattern and just something to mark on, and here's how I did it. Just fold the pattern in half and trace it on a piece of paper. Just trace all the way around. Now that I have it traced, I'm just going to take my ruler. I'm going to line the 1/2 inch mark on the ruler up on the line that we traced out. And I'm going to draw another line straight across. So I have a 1/2 inch from the pattern piece that we're going to add for a seam allowance. And you'll just mark the other edge straight down to that 1/2 inch mark. And that's going to allow you to have two separate pieces of fabric with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and we can sew. You can sew them together so that the directional fabric will be facing the right direction. When you cut the directional fabric, the top of the fabric is going to be along the curved edge. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. I'm not using my fabric scissors, of course, because I'm cutting paper. And you can do this regardless if you have craft paper like what I have here. I just had part of a roll from the Dollar Tree. They sell the little rolls of craft paper. The previous one that I did, I actually just traced it on sales paper. I'm just cutting right along the line that I've marked. Alright, so this is the directional fabric that I'm working with tonight. It's got little pink and blue trucks on it, little surfboards, little kind of summery scene. I'm just going to lay the fabric out. I'm going to take the pattern that I've just cut from half of the printed pattern, and I'm just going to lay it on my fabric. I'm kind of making sure that my trucks are straight, and then I'm just going to cut. I'm just going along the edge.
of the pattern, and then when I get to the straight edge, I'm just making sure I don't shift, and I'm just going to put my ruler there and I'm just going to cut straight across. Went off just a little bit, so I'll just trim that area up. So now I have half of the body, of the exterior body of the bag. So I want to do it again. Still, I'm facing up, or the top of my directional print is going to be on the side of the curve. And I'm just going to repeat the same process, just kind of lining that up so I know my trucks are going to be straight on this piece of fabric. And I'm just going to cut again. Come up from this side and trim the side off. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just go from this angle. And if this cut isn't perfect, it's not the end of the world, because I'm going to show you how I fix that once I get it sewn together. Just trimming the bottom off again. So now I have two pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up against each other, right sides together, or pretty sides together. And I can now sew with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance to make one piece of fabric for the exterior. And then when we put the bag together later, and I'm going to show the whole process, but the trucks are going to be facing upside on the front and upside on the back, so they're not going to be inverted and be like my epic fail that I had on this Betty Boop wallet. She's upside down. When I do this method, she's right side up. I have the two pieces that I've cut to make the exterior. And I'm just going to put them right sides together. And line them up from end to end. And then I'm just going to sew straight across. I did leave 1/2 inch for my seam allowance on the machine, and I have my little 1/2 inch guide that's on the needle plate. Gonna back stitch. I have one solid piece of fabric, and it looks like the trucks are going to be upside down, but the way the wallet goes together, this is going to curl up, and the front and the back, when the wallet's together, they're going to be facing the correct direction. So now I'm just going to take this to the ironing board. I'm going to set the seam by just ironing across here. And then I'm going to press this seam allowance open just so that it lays flat in the wallet. And I'll show you how I line everything up so that the lining piece matches the piece that I've sewn together.